Hi, good afternoon from Nigeria. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really great to have you on another session of our training. Yeah, it's really great to have you. Let me see that online. Yeah, so I have a few people online. I have Rosalina. Welcome, Rosalina. I have Indik Dirios. I have Dioseke. Welcome, everyone. Yes, so I will be introducing myself and of course my team. My name is Olamide Umbemi, and I'm a digital skills trainer with Impact Car. And yes, I have my amazing colleagues right here. I have Lauren. Lauren is at the back end. You've seen her much, but yes, she's doing a great job to ensure that we continue this training without itches, right? And of course, I have my amiable moderator, Jane Francis, right? I'm sure you know her. She took the training in the morning. Yes, so we're back here again to ensure that you have the best, of skills with regards to digital marketing. Yes, so it's really great to have you here. Yes, so this afternoon we'll be working on creating your digital marketing strategy. That's what we'll be talking about today. Yes, so I can see on the locks skincare. Good afternoon. It's really great to have you. Um, yes, I can see. Okay, yeah, Lorraine is very active on the chat box. Yes, and of course you've seen Jane a lot. So yeah, it's really good to have everyone here. All right, so we'll be kick starting this training shortly. Right, yeah, and see Mblalo. Thank you for joining, Mblalo. It's really great to have you. Yeah, so let's just move on and yes, hit what we have to do for today. Right. So we're talking about digital marketing, introducing you to digital marketing, what digital marketing is about. And of course, we'll be discovering digital marketing channels together. And yes, lastly, we'll be learning how to build a digital marketing plan. Who's excited? I am, and I hope you really are, right? So yes, today, this afternoon, I really hope that it's really a great time for us, right? And we'll learn a lot. Of course, feel free to ask questions, feel free to engage in the chat box. Jane is there to ensure that you have a great time here. And of course, if you don't have, if you don't understand something, feel free to let us know. And yes, I'll be happy to reiterate, and of course, go back to the point. All right. Yeah, so I would like to remind you, I know this was done in the morning, but I'd like to remind you there is a free boot camp available from Google. And of course, it's called the Google Hustle Academy, right? If you own a small business and you're ready to scale, what are you waiting for? Just sign up for Google Hustle Academy at the link that Jane will be dropping for you. And of course, you can just note on the link, right? So that you can go out of this session. And yes, you can register after this time, right? So yeah, Google Academy is a very great bootcamp for you. You'll be able to learn a lot. It's a 1 week, long program. Trust me, you leave that bootcamp, being energized, not just energized. You learn a lot. You learn how to scale, right? And of course, you realize that at the end of the bootcamp, if you put everything to work, you'll be on another level, right? Your business will be on another level. Yeah, so Jenna has dropped the link for us, Google Also Academy. So please feel free to note it down. And of course, um, register for it. And yes, you'll be definitely be invited, right? Of course, now let's face what we have to do for today, which is introduction to digital marketing, right? Which is the first part of what we have to do this afternoon. So yeah, before I continue, I'd like to ask you, right, what opportunities might you get from being online? Right? I want to hear from you. What opportunities might you get from being online? opportunities might you get from being online? What, please, I want to hear from you. So what do you think are the opportunities, right? Why is it good to be online, right? As a business owner, what would how would that even benefit you in the first place? I want to hear from you because of course there are opportunities being online, right? You can't compare, an entrepreneur that's online with an entrepreneur that is not. There are opportunities that the entrepreneur that is online will get that one that is not online would not get. So yeah, yes, thank you so much, Honey the Loss. Visibility, that's one very huge opportunity. You'd be seen by a lot more people. You'd be able to people in other continents, not just countries, right? Continents, right? Will be able to know, okay, this brand exists, and that's yeah, brand awareness. Thank you. Large audience. Thank you so much, Rosalina. Large audience. You have a lot of people to, that has the potential of buying from you, right? You have a larger market size. Right? Do you understand? So this awareness of the global scale. Yes, thank you, Jenica. That's very, very correct. So yeah, these are the opportunities that, and of course, there are a lot more opportunities of being online. So let's look at them together. Yeah, do you know that there are actually like 447 million SIM connections in sub-Saharan Africa? Do you know that? And that shows you that we live in a mobile world. Things have gone offline, everything. No, now there are a lot of people online, right? And of course, even apart from being online, there are a lot of people that have mobile phones, right? And of course, we have 747 million SIM connections just in sub-Saharan Africa. And of course, we have like 91% of South Africans owning mobile phones and 80% in Kenya and Nigeria. Do you see that? Like a huge number of people in Kenya and Nigeria out of this 91%, that owns um mobile phones, right? And of course, we have some 65% of active mobile phone users in Nigeria that have shopped online. Do you see that? So we have like out of the 100% of people that have mobile phones in Nigeria, 65% of them have shopped online. Do you see how huge your opportunities are of being online? Do you see that? Right. So yeah, there are really, really great opportunities that we have. So like, and of course, 80% of sales come from only, note this, only 20% of the population for most brands. So out of just 20%, 80% of sales come from just, from those 20% of population. Do you see that? So business must actually find their target audience to stay relevant and of course drive sales. This is very, very important. Now, of course, you can actually reach people more globally, just like somebody said, global awareness awareness on a global scale. That's what happens when you're online, right? You are able to reach more people globally. You're able to reach people in UK, US, Canada, right? Out of Africa, even those in Africa, Egypt, right? Eritrea, whatever part of the world, there's no place that you cannot reach just because you are online, right? And of course, be able to learn about your customers. You see that you'll be able to understand, okay, my customers, they prefer being online during the day, or okay, my customers do not like this particular packaging, they prefer, this red rather than the blue, right? You're able to learn about what their needs are, which is of course very important for you as a business owner, right? And of course, be able to gain insights, right, with social media analytics. Do you see that? You'll be able to understand, okay, you know what, it seems like people in Mozambique, they love my product more than those in Kenya, right? So I would actually put more adverts to Mozambique, right? And you see that, so you'll be able to make very important decisions using your social media analytics. Right. So it's important that you actually build your audience profile. Do you see that? It's very important that you build your audience profile. Right, because these are people that will buy from you. These are people that you're advertising to. These are people that you're reaching out to say, okay, you know what, buy from me. So it's very important to actually build your audience profile. So how do you do that? So the first thing is you're asked to consider the content. How are they reacting to your messages? Do you see that? Right? How are they reacting to the message I'm posting? That's the first question that you should ask. Are they very interested in it? And of course, they show their interest by liking it, commenting, asking more questions, asking for more clarifications, and all of that. So how are they actually reacting to it? If you see that there are no engagement, you ask, is it that these people are not, they don't really like the content, or what exactly is the issue? So you're able to identify, right, what the issue is, right? Then of course you should be able to understand who your audience are, right? Who are you reaching out to exactly? Are they students? Are they entrepreneurs? Are they those that are selling, right? Are they work those that are working, like working class people, right? Are they young? Are they old? Or are they more in some part of the world than others, right? You have to understand who you are reaching out to. Then of course your conversions. Now what does that mean? Like, what action are they taking, right, when they see your post, or when they see your content, or when they see your ad? What action are they taking? Are they taking any action at all? Are they going to your website to actually check for your products that are on your website? Or are they calling you to know, okay, I really need this? What exactly is taking place after they see your ads, right? Then of course your traffic sources. Where are they coming from? Are they coming from Facebook more, or are they coming from Instagram? Or okay, no, they actually come from my website. You have to know exactly what this is, right? Then of course you have to communicate and support your customers, right? If you can see your screen, you see examples of comments by business owners, right? Respond to their customers. So you can see here, there's Domino Pizza. So one of their customers complained, said half an hour later, still working on our delivery. This isn't the first time either, right? That's a customer complaining about the time it takes for them to receive their delivery, right? And then you see Domino's Pizza here saying, "Oh, we apologize for the delay." They even call the name Christine. Have you called the store for an update? You see that. So that's one way to communicate to and support your customers, so they're not frustrated, right? You see customers saying, "Oh, you know what? I've already I've already, I've contacted you since last week. No one has responded to me." Should be able to communicate and say, "We are sorry about that. Probably we missed it, or we know something." You just have to ensure that they are supported and they have the best experience at every point in time, right? So you see examples here of how to communicate and support your customers. So yeah, before we go on, I would like to know, do we have questions? Any questions? Of course, I'll be really, really, really happy to take your questions. So please don't hesitate to drop your questions in the chat box, and yes, we'll be happy to have them. All right, I can't see any questions for now. But please, oh, Salima says, "I was outside this morning. I had a headache." Oh, so sorry to hear that. I hope you're better now, Salima. Yes. So yeah, just like I said, please feel free to ask your questions. We're available to answer your questions. All right. So I would, of course, let me know if you have questions. If you don't have questions, then that means that I might have to move, right? So please, you can just indicate in the chat box that, oh, if you don't have questions, you can just state that you don't have questions, or you know what, I have questions. These are my questions, so that we can actually move on. Please, let's hear from you before we actually move on, right? Do you have questions? And if not, let me know on the chat box so that we can move on together. I don't want to just move on without confirming that you don't have questions, right? I want to hear from you. Questions? All right. I would take silence for a no, no questions, right? So of course, if you feel like, oh, you have questions after now, please feel free to drop your questions on the chat box. And of course, okay, Bridget says no question, but a reminder was not sent on the group. And oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so we're going to reach out to the people, the person that's supposed to send the reminder. Jane, please can you help reach out to say that there should be a reminder on the group so that more people will join this particular session? That would be really, really great, so that we have more people coming here to this session. All right, thank you so much, Bridget, for that. That was really helpful. Okay. Um, Only Deluxe says no questions from me. I'm here, Precious. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right. Okay, thank you so much, Jane. All right, then let's move on. I really hope that people, yes, we will. Thank you so much. So I really hope that more people will join us as we continue with the session. All right, Baba Yode, welcome, welcome from Oyo. How's Oyo this afternoon? All right, so let's just move ahead, right? So let's look at digital marketing channels we have, right? What are digital marketing channels we have, right? So we have a lot, right? So the first we consider is search engine optimization. We call it SEO. I'm sure you've heard about it one time or the other. Of course, if you have ever been involved in digital marketing, I'm sure you should have heard that once or twice, right? So of course, it just has to do with optimizing your website so that people see it more on the search engines result, like Google, right? Google search engine results, for example, or ask search engine results. Then of course we have search engine marketing, which is called SEM, right? And of course this has to be paying for advertising, to appear in the search engines, right? And of course we have social media marketing, right? Of course, this has to be using your social media to actually get, people coming to your website, or people, coming to your social media pages. Of course, just driving traffic and, making people, reaching new people basically, right? And of course, we have display marketing, right? So display marketing is basically a kind of online advertising, right, that has like different formats. Really, most of the time when you go to a website and you see ads popping out, by the left or by the right, or even you know while reading a blog or something, yes, that's what we call display marketing. I'm sure you have seen that a few times, right? And of course we have email marketing. As the name implies, it has to do with using your email to market your product to your customers. You see that? So that's really collecting people's emails, right? And say, you know what, I want to collect your email so that I can follow up with you, right? Sending you new updates, new products we have, even sharing with you how to content that are relevant for you basically, right? Then of course we have content marketing. Content marketing basically has to do with creating and sharing different kinds of content, such as blog posts, videos, guides, infographics, and all of that. Just the idea of this is actually to attract traffic to your website, or to your blog, or even to your social media. Do you see that? So yeah, those are the channels we have for digital marketing. So we're going to look at each of them in more details, right? We're going to look at each of them in more detail. So now let's actually see how to get started with search marketing, right? So you see on your screen, right? There is this Google. This is a Google results page, right? Google search result page. Now, this person actually searched for best compact camera for travel. That's what is written on. That's what's written here. Best compact camera for travel. Now here, we have you will see here that there are different parts of it. You see where it's stated shop for top rated compact camera, right? You see the different kind of camera. You see the other side, there's another, the just below that you see best compact travel camera and all of that. Now we're going to describe what all of this means or look like, right? So the first part, which is the search part, right, where you type in what you need, right, is is um is what is called what is called search query, right? So search query is basically the keywords that you need, or that you need information on, right? So what are you searching for? What you want to search for? That's what you call your search query. And then of course you have to put in your search query in the search query box. Do you see that? Then of course there, just below it, once you search for whatever you are searching for on Google, or your customer search for whatever you're searching for on Google, there's always a part that comes out. And that part, which you can see here, is the where you see the pictures of the camera, where you see paid text and shopping ads, right? So for example, if you decide to do an ad with Google, right? A search engine ad with Google, this is what happens, right? So that your website or your product or whatever is the first that is seen automatically, because you paid, right? So it will be like the first batch of the result that are seen. because it was paid for. So automatically, once you do that, you'll be easily noticed, right? Then of course, after that, you now see other organic search listings. What does organic search listing mean? Organic search listing basically is, when you optimize your website, right, and you put in certain keywords that you feel like the users might actually type, they are searching for. Trust me, for example, in this case, if some websites, some entrepreneurs had put in on their website best compact camera, right, you would see that their listings will appear here. And of course, you have to know that this kind of search engine optimization, really, it takes time, so it doesn't happen automatically. So I just wanted to put that out there, right? So yeah, let's look at search engine optimization, just like I was saying a few minutes back, right? So for you to work on search engine optimization, the first thing you need to do is you need to sign up for Search Console, right? So go to Search Console and of course sign it up. Then of course you submit your content to Google, right? They have to verify your content, right? So once you do that, you can now monitor how you are doing on search, right? You see, okay, what results am I, you can test it to see, like, okay, when I search for this, am I being seen, and all of that. And of course, if there are issues that you are seeing that, okay, this thing is really not showing properly, or maybe probably I'm not among the, first set of, or my business is not part of the first set of business that are showing, then of course you can actually raise, alerts to Google to say, oh, this is what is happening, right? And of course, you help Google, find your content. How do you do that? You have to submit a sitemap, right? And of course, then you promote your site, and both online and offline, and of course share new content to your users. Then of course, you actually help Google and of course other users understand your content. How do you do that? You have to ensure that whatever content you are creating is unique and accurate. Like, it has a unique and accurate page title, so that it's clear enough to understand, right? And it's unique, so that it's not something that 5,000 people are using or 1 million people are already using. Something has to be unique about it. And of course, create good titles and snippets. Very good titles. Think critically about the titles you are creating and actually use that. And of course, you use heading tags, right, to emphasize important text, right? So you see that heading tags usually are very bold and big, right? So you have to use it to emphasize the text that are important to you or to your business. You see that. All right, let's just move on. Right. So let's look at the search and optimization tips. Now, the first thing you need to do when you want to do your search engine optimization is that you have to run a keyword research. Now, what does keyword research mean? More like you want to go and see what are the keywords that people are using. Now, we talked about keywords when we saw that Google search result page. Now you can just look and say, okay, what are people really searching for, right? For example, in the morning we're told about Google Trends. You can actually go to see, okay, what is really trending, right? Are they searching for umbrellas now that it's raining in Nigeria? I mean, for example, or probably in the UK, are they searching for summer boots, or I mean summer dresses or summer clothes? Or if maybe it's during Christmas, are people searching for Christmas dresses or Christmas colors or something like that? You see that, so you have to run a keyword research. Then of course, the next thing is that you publish useful and high quality content. Don't just publish any kind of content. Whatever you are publishing has to make sense to you first, right? Think like the consumer. This thing will only make sense to me as a consumer. Would they actually derive value from it, right? So for example, you're selling cakes, right? You can see the importance of the ingredients you are using in your cake, right? To say, oh, you know what, usually fruits are good for you, and that's why fruits are put in cakes. Or you can say that, oh, probably you do smoothies, right? You can emphasize the importance of fruits, right? Why are fruits good for you? And of course put very high quality that they can actually derive value from. Do you see that? And of course, you ensure that your webpage is search friendly, right? When you, of course, if you are not the one creating your website, you have to tell the your technical person or whoever is creating it that you need to ensure that your web pages are actually search friendly, right? So yeah, let's look at how to build visibility with Google Business Profile, right? So the first thing is you should share business updates, right? Now Now, I'm sure that you heard about Google Business Profile in the morning. So, Google Business Profile was actually called Google My Business initially, right? And it's really a free, it's actually very free, and it actually gives you opportunity to have your business listed right on Google search results. Now, for example, if you search for probably your business name and you're already on Google Business Profile, you would see it right there on Google. It will show you the address, it will show you the name of the business, the contact details, and all of that, and if it's open or closed. So yeah, so that's one thing about Google Business Profile, right? So of course, it's very necessary that you actually use Google Business Profile to actually build your visibility, right? And of course, how do you do that? You have to actually share updates from time to time, right? On your Google Business Profile. And of course, if you have upcoming events, feel free to put it on Google Business Profile. Do you see that? And say, oh, you know what? We have an upcoming event on the 1st of July. Feel free to join us and all of that. So that's one way to actually build your visibility. And of course, you can actually put deals, coupons. People really love free things, right? And of course, it doesn't mean that you have to do anything that will harm your business or hurt your business. So if you've realized that, okay, you know what, this thing I'm going to be doing is going to hurt my business, trust me, just leave it and don't go about it. But of course, just ensure that you put deals that will actually encourage visibility. And of course, respond to reviews. You see, is very important. If, for example, you see a review from one of your customers, say, oh, you know what, I did not enjoy that food. It had a lot of ginger, and I really don't like ginger. Respond to it and say, we're sorry about that, we'll learn to do better next time, and all of that. So these are ways to actually build your visibility with Google Business Profile. Do you see that? I just wanted to bring to your notice that there's actually free marketing kit from Google Business Profile. And to actually get access to it, you go to marketingkit.withgoogle.com. Right. So with that, you can actually customize, your post, that you can share every day. And of course, you can get free stickers, social posts, and all that just from your Google Business Profile. I'm sure you want that, right? So yes, you can actually go to marketingkit.google.com to actually do that. Yeah, I'm sure that Jane would be doing us justice by posting that um just that link for you so that I'll be able to take note of it. I see a lot of people that have joined. Yes, UM Johnson, welcome. Um Anoko of Ofori, welcome. Glory, yes, great to have you. Great. How's Abuja this afternoon? Emily, welcome. It's really great to have you. Favor Koye, yay, welcome. All right, so let's just move on, right? So yes, let's look at SEO and SEM. I'm sure you remember that I said that SEO means search engine optimization and SEM means search engine marketing. So let's look at the difference. What is the difference between search engine optimization and search engine marketing? Great. So search engine optimizations basically are free. The listings are free. Now, if you optimize your website, right, such that it has the keywords that people are really looking for, right? Trust me, you will have your visibility for free. Do you see that? And of course, just like I said, you have to actually optimize keywords to take you there, right? And of course, trust me, just like I've said before, it doesn't take a day to actually optimize your website. It doesn't take one day, it takes time. So yes, you something that you keep doing and doing to get your um required results, right? And of course, we have search engine marketing, right? So for search engine marketing, it's not free, just like search engine optimization is not free. You have to actually pay for search listings. You see that you pay for search listings, and of course, you bid on keywords. Now, what do I mean by bidding on keywords? Right, you look for keywords that people are searching for, and of course, you bid on it, right? Then of course you can actually get straight up to the first page of Google, just like I've showed you. Right. So once you pay, trust me, it's very easy to actually be seen by people a lot, right? So that your ads begin to appear. I'm sure when you search Google, right, you will see ads, you see like the first five results, usually you see ads beside them, right? Those are actually people that actually did search engine marketing, right? They paid for that, and that's why you can see their business links or business websites right there on Google result page, right? So yeah, let's look at search engine marketing closely. Now, how do you actually go about it? Of course, you have to create a campaign in Google Ads, right? We've talked about Google Ads this morning. So the first thing is you log into Google Ads, right? That's that. Of course, to do that, you go to ads.google.com. I'm sure that Jane will be dropping that link for you. So ads.google.com, you go there, you log in there, right, using your Google account. Then of course you select the search, search campaign you want to do, right? You do that, and of course when you do that, you select your goal. What's the goal? What are you looking to get to derive? Right? Is it visibility? Is it more sales? Whatever it is, you select it right there. Then of course you pick the right keywords that you need, that are aligned to your business, aligns to your business goals. You see that. Don't just use random words. Choose keywords that are sensible. Do you see that? And of course you manage the match types, right? And of course you refine negative keywords. If you see a negative, then of course you refine it. Then the last part of this, excuse me, you create a compelling ad once you have all of this, right? Now, how do you do that? You have to ensure that you focus on what the user actually will benefit from. Do you see that? Don't just, put an ad that is just rigid and it's not really appealing to the users. As a you of course you want to think like the user. If I see this, will I be interested in clicking on this kind of ad, right? So you have to really focus on what the user will benefit from, and of course, then you have to of course do an ad copy, right, that would make sense throughout all the devices. What do I mean? When you look at when you check the ad on mobile, it looks good. You check the ad on web, it looks good. You check the ad on an iPad, it looks good. Then yes, that means that you actually have an ad that appeals, right? Then of course, you have to focus on your headline image, right? What kind of image? You have to use images that are catchy, that are very exciting to the user. Then of course you have to implement all ad extensions. All right, so let's go at search engine marketing tips, right? So the first thing to do when you're doing search engine marketing is that you optimize your keyword. Just like I said, optimize your keyword list. Ensure that you search for keywords, right? And ensure like whatever keywords you are using are what are trending, that what is people are really searching for, all people really need at that particular time. So don't just say, oh, well, I ran an ad last month. Well, I should be able to use the same keywords. It might have changed. Do you see that? So you always have to ensure that you have your keywords list optimized. And of course, you have to boost your ads with extensions. Do you see that? And of course, you connect your analytics account. So those are the major steps to actually or tips basically to going about search engine marketing. All right. So yeah, let's get how to grow your business on social media. It's really, really important. Of course, there are several benefits of doing that. Now, if you are looking to social media to actually ensure that you grow your business, you are going to have more sales. Trust me, more sales will come to you. You are going to be able to add value to your brand. People will be able to see that, oh, this brand is actually very useful. They provide value when it comes to catering, for example. They provide value when it comes to baking, for example, right? Or they provide value when it comes to skincare products. Do you see that? And of course, you have to improve your marketing. Now, there are a lot of ways to do that. We've talked about that in money. You have social media ads, right? You can actually pay for social media. You can actually do it. Just post content on your social media pages. Do you see that? Just to ensure that your marketing is improved. And of course, use good content. Good content can never be overemphasized. Do you see that? Now let's look at social social media and paid social media. Just like I said, now let me tell you, when you do the work organic, what comes to you is the meaning of what should come to you is whatever you do naturally, right? Organic, or whatever you do that doesn't require external forces. Do you see that? Now, when I mean what do we mean by social media, organic social media in this context? That means that you are the one taking your responsibility to build your social media page without external help, right? So that means that in this case, it will be free because you're not really doing anything to do to make it more than what it is, right? The only thing you're doing is to just ensure that you are posting content, you're putting the right content there, you're putting deals for your customers and all of that, right? So it's you are doing organically, right? Then of course with this kind of approach, you'll be able to only reach your followers and of course their friends. You'll not be able to reach people outside of that circle. Do you see that? But for paid social media, it's different from organic. In this case, just like the name implies, you have to pay. You have to pay for people to see your to I mean you have to pay for to have views, like for your content. You have to actually pay for actions, whatever clicks. You have to pay for them, and you can actually reach anyone. When I say anyone, anyone that even if they're your friends, that they're your followers, they're not your friends, they're not your followers, you will actually be able to reach them, right? So that's that advantage of the paid social media approach. Right. So let's look at social media marketing in more details. Now, how do you go about your social media marketing? The first thing is that you identify your target audience, right? You have to look at the demographics. What do the demographics mean? You look at, okay, who are they? Are they workers, right? Where are they located? Are they in Africa? Are they in United States? Are they in Canada, right? Are they in the East Asia, whatever I see, you have to look at that. Then of course, location, profession. What are they doing? Are they workers, right, or entrepreneurs, or students, or they are just aged people, right? You have to look at that. And of course, interest. What are they interested in, right? Do they really love engaging, content? Like, do they like videos more than text? Do they like text more than videos? Or what kind of what's their behavior like, right? Do they prefer going to social media in the evening or in the morning or even during the day, right? So you have to understand all of this to be able to identify your target audience. Do you see that? And of course, you have to now then choose your social media channels. What kind of social media channels do you want to use? Do you want to use Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube all together, or you want to just choose the ones that I feel like, what, I really don't have a lot of followers, or no, not followers in this case. I really don't have a lot of target audience. My target audience, they are not on Facebook. They are actually mainly on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Then you focus on that, right? If that's what you want. Then you know what? I feel like my audience, they are actually more on Facebook than even LinkedIn. Then you focus on it. Of course, you understand that for LinkedIn, the major audience there are they are professional. They are professionals, right? They want professional content. So of course, if you're going to LinkedIn, know that there's a level. There's a kind of content you need to give them for them to appreciate it. Facebook, for example, they do a lot of videos, right? Videos, text, pictures, right? Pictures are even more than text. Like pictures and videos are like the in thing for Facebook. So you have to ensure that whatever content you are giving to them has to actually fit into that scope. Do you see that? And of course, you have to post regularly, right? And not just any kind of content that will actually make people maybe laugh, people that will make them read, or content that will make them become informed or become aware, right? Something that really engages your audience is what you should post. So you can choose to do photos, videos, blog articles, infographics, live broadcasts, whatever it is. Just ensure that you actually post regularly and they are engaging. Do you see that? And let's look at the social media marketing tips that we have. The first is that you have to set yourself a goal. That's just the truth. What am I trying to do on social media? Am I trying to just get followers? Am I trying to actually increase my sales? Am I trying to actually move from Africa to other parts of the world? What exactly is your goal? You need to know it. Brand visibility, brand awareness. What is it that you're trying to achieve? Then when you have your goal, then you have to understand who your target audiences are, right? Am I reaching out to just professionals or students, just like I said, or aged people? Who are those that are using my products more, or who are those that need my service more, right? You have to understand who that audience is, right? Then of course, you have to be consistent, right? For social media, it's about consistency. I'm very amazed when I go to some so-called business pages, and I'm seeing that the last time they posted was probably in 2019. I'm wondering, hello, are you serious? That's really what happened. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to me. I feel like this business is not serious. And not just, this is not just me. It happens like, because if you're looking for an information that's okay, is maybe you're trying to get some information about their product or something. I realized that the last time they posted is 2019. The first thing you think is maybe, oh, maybe they no longer operate, right? So that's actually is something that's very important. Pay attention to your social media. Always update it regularly, right? Sometimes more than once a day is fine. Yeah, trust me, it's very, very important. Social media, that's how it works. Yeah, so let's look at the different forms of content marketing we have, right? We're talking about content marketing, right? So the first is we have videos, right? Where you have motion graphics and all of that. And of course, we have blogs, right? Where you have text, informative text where people can read and get enlightened. Of course, we have case studies. You see that you say, oh, customer A or Mr. A needs Mr. B for this. Illustrations that are very engaging. Those are what we call case studies. Then of course we have guides. Do you see that? Yeah, so let's look at how to get started with content marketing. Right. So the first thing when you to do when you're doing your content marketing is actually to build your customer example profile. That's what they call persona. I don't know if you've heard of persona before, but persona basically is all details about your typical customer, right? So, for example, what's the demographic? Where does he live? What kind of job does he do? What position is he in his company? Right? What industry is he in? What are his interests? Does he like eating out? Does he like eating in? What are his needs? Oh, this person is a working mother. She needs ready-made food, right? That's easy to cook. So things like that helps you to build your customer persona, right? And of course, you have to create different profiles for each customer segment. Now, what does that mean? You have to segment your customers, because the truth is that all your customers might not be the same kind of people. Some of them might be working, some of them might be working mothers, some of them might be students, some of them might be aged, right? There are some products that have such kind of audience type, right? So you have to be able to segment them. And of course, when you segment them, you have different profiles for them. For example, you say, okay, this is for working, the ones that are working. Now, what about the ones that are aged? Oh, he's retired. He always, he's always at home all day. So you have to actually have persona for all of those category of customers. And of course, you actually have to map your users' journeys. Do you see that? And then find these steps that users need to take from the brand awareness to the point of purchase, right? You have to understand, map it out. So this is what happens, this is what happens, and all of that. And then you'll be able to help them to make it seamless so that your customers don't have to, you have a lot of headache just purchasing from you. Of course, no customer wants to go through stress. One thing about me is personally, if I see that just to buy a product is a lot of stress, I'll just leave it and go to one that is easier. And of course, I'm sure that happens to a lot of other people, right? So, of course, next thing you have to think of questions or information required to make a purchase decision, right? What are they thinking? What was in their mind? What do they need to know? What do they need to understand? Because talk to them about, okay, how to pay. Maybe they use their cards, how to use their cards, how to use maybe do a transfer. Think about what that process would look like, and how will you make it easy for them. Do you see that? Then of course you would use content to actually generate business, right? So what do I mean by that? You actually facilitate the customer journey when you do that. And of course you distribute the content on the right channels. For example, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, right? Website, blog, whatever it is, wherever you feel like, okay, these are the right channels for me to reach my audience, you actually put your content there. And of course, you have to create a call to action. What does that mean? Well, after they've read everything that you have put there, or they've seen the picture or they've seen the video, what do you want them to do? You can say click here, or contact us now, or buy now, purchase now. Do you understand? So always have this call to action that prompt them know what next to do after they've seen your content. Do you see that? All right. So now for you to be very successful at content marketing, you need to actually use content to facilitate the sales process, right? You need to use your content, and of course, you have to use storytelling a lot. Storytelling, it steals people's hearts, right? If you don't know, I'm telling you for free, right? So please engage in storytelling in your content, right? put stories there, describe, a customer, a typical customer, that this happened to. Probably you're able to identify the needs of the customer. You're able to say that, oh, at the end of the day, because he needed this, he came to us to buy. Do you understand? So those are really very important, tips for you to understand. And of course, you have to distribute the content to maximize your reach. Just like I said, put it in different social media pages, different YouTube. You could even put it on Google ads, right? Facebook ads, whatever. Just ensure that you have a lot of platforms to actually put it on. Then of course you can now measure performance and optimize, right? To see, okay, how are we doing? Are we really doing well, or do we need to review, right? Or how do we do better, basically, right? So that's how to ensure that you're successful at your content marketing. Right. So, of course, let's look at how to communicate, at scale with email marketing. We talk about email marketing. We highlighted it at the beginning of this session, right? So, when you're creating your email marketing, you have to actually create personalized content, because it looks like you are sending an email to just one person. I don't want to see an email that's coming to me and I'll see we. I hope you all are. And it feels like, okay, it's not just me you're talking to, and I have a tendency to actually disregard such kind of emails. So you have to create it, put the person's name. Hi, Jane. Hi, Intuna. Are you good? You understand? Something that makes them feel like, oh, this person is actually talking to me. And with that, you draw their attention to actually read your email. Do you see that? And of course, you need to collect feedback from your from those that you have their emails. Collect feedback to understand how are we doing. And of course, you have to connect, with an already engaged audience, right? So those are very, very important while you are using your email marketing. Now let's look at how to go about email marketing, right? So the first thing is that you select your email marketing platform. Yes, they're actually free and paid platforms, right? So, for example, we have MailChimp. MailChimp is actually a free email marketing platform. So you can start with that. You don't actually have to go for the advanced one when starting. But if you realize that, oh, maybe I've been using MailChimp for a while and now I need more advanced features, I need more advanced, I want more audience and all of that, then you can actually go and pay for others. And of course, examples of paid ones are Active Campaign, SendGrid, Drip, and all of that, right? So those are the email marketing platforms we have. Then of course you can build a list of relevant contacts, right? Now ensure that you have permission when contacting people, right? Don't just send them emails from the blues. Please don't be a part of those people that buy emails from people. Some people actually have like database of emails, and then some entrepreneurs come and buy from them. That's really wrong, because they can sue you. Yes, they can sue you. Why did you get my details? There's one that's called privacy and privacy law, which is very you need to really take hold of and understand as a business owner, right? And of course, use your content to actually generate new contact, right? So we can say, oh, maybe invite your friends, tell your friends to click here, all of that, right? Invite them to subscribe, all of that. And of course, you segment and group your list of emails, right? So if you can say, okay, these people are those that are working, these people are those that are retirees, or these people are those that are in Africa, these people are those that are in US, so that you actually create content that's relevant to those people. Do you see that? And of course, you should actually create relevant and useful content. Just like I've said, your content is like the king, right? So treat it like, treat your users like they're everything. Make them feel good. Encourage them. Make them feel like they're the only ones that you're actually contacting at the same time. Do you understand? So these are ways to actually make your content relevant. And of course, just like I said, personalize your email. It's very important to actually personalize your email and make your content something that is useful to them, right? Don't just put random stuff. Don't just sell and sell and sell. Make sure that you are giving them value, right? That's just basically that. Yeah, so let's get the email, the tips that you need for success when you are doing your email marketing, right? So the first is that you have to segment and group the list for relevant content. I said that already, right? Group them if it's country by country, continent by continent, working groups, right? Whatever it is, just ensure that you group them. And of course, you have to keep it very simple and test send, right? When you are using different devices, does it work well on mobile? Does it work well on iPhone, iPad? I mean, does it work well on web, right? You have to ensure that all of these are are seen properly. And of course, you can actually measure the open and click rate to optimize your campaign. So, what does open rate mean? Open rate basically is, you are able to see how many people opened your email. Because there's some people that you send emails to, they don't even open it at all. So now, okay, these people are not really reading my emails. So look at, okay, what's the issue? Why is it that you can actually reassess, your campaigns based on whatever analytics you get from there. And of course, click rate too is, even if they open it, right? Are they clicking? Are they taking actions? Do you see that? So you can actually measure that to ensure that you actually have a successful email marketing campaign. Yes. So at this point, I'm going to pause because I've been talking for a while. Do you have questions? And yes, I'll be really happy to answer them. Questions. All right. I'm checking to see. Okay, so someone is asking that was an ad extension, right? That should be Lydia, right? Lydia. Okay, so I see that Jane has answered it. So yeah, so ad extension basically is like extra business information that comes to your ad, like maybe the phone number, address, the rating of your store. Is it a 5-star hotel? Is it a 5-star, whatever, right? Business and all of that. So yeah, those are the things that come. Those are ad extension. But I see that Jane has already answered that. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Can we have hands-on training? Um well, the thing is that yes, you can actually have hands-on training, but it might not be a live training. Now, what do I mean by that? Google already has Google has a platform where you can actually get trained, and I'm sure that Jane will actually drop that link before we end today's session. Do you see that? So once you go there, you'll be able to click. You'll be able to follow those lessons one after the other. You try it out yourself. You see how it works before you go ahead. So that's really the answer training we can provide you. But we might not be a live training just like we have at the moment, because we just have like an hour, right, for the training. So yeah, that might not be possible. Of course, we'll be dropping the link for you where you can actually engage the content and have hands-on training. Do we get permission for people to mail them? Yes, please. Don't just mail people. That's why you have to have a subscribe button on your website, right? So let it be that they are the ones that click the subscribe button themselves. You are getting that email from them, right? Do you see that? So don't go and buy emails or get emails from random people and just send people. It's wrong, right? It's very wrong, because when I see such kind of things, I actually unsubscribe and be like, who is this? Like, how do I know you? Did I even subscribe to your page? Do you see that? So it said, can you please type the name of the free email content? Okay, free email marketing platform, right? That's MailChimp. So yeah, I'm sure that Jane will actually type that for you. So Jane, please help type that for you. MailChimp is that email marketing platform that is free. Others are not free. Okay. I hope that helped Salome. Jane will be posting that for you. Um yeah, thank you, Jane. So you have seen that, Salome. Amina says, how can one conduct the search for the target audience? Is it through Google or how? Oh well, as a business owner, you understand the kind of audience you're actually dealing with, right? Of course, you can actually you'll be able to know first before you can even know via Google or whatever, right? The first thing is that you'll be able to calculate who are those that are reaching out to me. What are the kind of what are the kind of for example, let me give an example that is practical. Now you see that you are getting orders for cakes, right? You are a cake maker. You're getting orders for cakes. You would, even like in your store, right? You'll be able to understand the kind of people that come to you first, right? Who are my audience, right? So you see that you are seeing more of students buying from you. Okay, you are able to, okay, this is my target audience as students, right? So from there, you can, another thing you can even do is to run an open campaign, right? Run an open campaign such that you are able to now go back to the analytics to say, okay, who are those that actually clicked on this campaign? Then you can learn from your analytics. You can do that with Google Business Profile. Do you see that? Google Business Profile has an analytics on the back end where you can actually see the insight who are those that clicked, who are those that are more interested, or who are those that are asking questions. Then you can know, okay, these are the kind of people that I should focus on. So that's another way to actually know your target audience. So do you see that? So you can use Google Business Profile to do that. You can even use Google Ads. You can even use Facebook ads, Instagram ads, right? To do that. Right. So someone said, how can I get my business profile verified? That's very easy actually. Impactor can actually help verify your business. So you can just reach out. There'll be a form that will be shared, right? Such that yeah, I think Lauren already filled that. I mean, already dropped that link. So you can actually fill that form and then we'll verify your business for you. So yeah, that's very easy. So I'm seeing so someone saying, what do you mean by, okay, hold on, let me see. Someone said that, what do you mean by Google Search Console? Yeah, so basically Google Search Console, has like it's like a platform, right? Or it has like tools that can help you to measure your site, your website, right? You can measure the traffic that is going, like for example, how many people are engaging your website, how many people are buying, how many people are clicking, how many people are doing one, like how's your website performing basically, right? So Google Search Console helps you to do that, right? So of course that means that when you are building your website, or if you have a website, you can actually create an account with Google Search Console and of course put in your website details to be able to track all of these metrics for you. Right. So basically it allows your business or your site to actually be seen on Google search engine. I hope that you got that. Sorry, let me just see who requested for that information. That should be, yeah, Moji. I hope that you got that clearly. So yeah, Choice is asking, said, what's the difference between search engine optimization and search engine marketing? Great. So just like I said, search engine optimization is free. That's the first thing you should understand. Now, search engine optimization is something that you have to put the work to actually get it done. When you optimize something, you enhance it, you make sure that it's better, right? So it's basically ensuring that you put in the right, like you get keywords that people are actually really engaging, or what's trending, right? Get those keywords, then put it in, you put it in your website, right? Such that whenever people search for those keywords that you put in your website can actually show on Google search results. People can easily see your website on Google search results. Do you see that? So that means you are the one putting the work yourself to ensure that you get keywords that are relevant to what people are looking for at that time. And not that it actually takes time, it's not automatic. It takes time to rank because there are a lot of pages on Google search results. You can actually if you go and search Google search, you see page 20 something. You can actually be on page 20 something and you have actually optimized your website. Do you see that? So it actually takes time, it's not easy. But then but search engine marketing is different, so that it is paid for. So for example, you go to Google and say, I want to pay for ad, right? An ad. So what that means is that you would your when you pay for that ad and you of course put your results, you would be one of the first set of people of I mean your website will be one of the first set of results that people will see when they search for that keyword you are putting. So for example, they search on good cakes in Lagos, and you have already one paid for Google ads, right? Secondly, you have already put those um keywords on your website. Trust me, your name will be a part of the first that will come out because you paid for it. It's automatic. So that one does not take time. It's automatic. Once you pay, you rank high on Google, or you are one of the top five results that are seen on Google. That's just the difference. I hope that makes it easy to understand. Um Google Business Marketing says this feature is available for businesses located in, but no, it's actually available to Africans. Yes, available to Africans. Please check that. Let me see again. Any other questions? Please, how do we include subscribe button on our website? Oh well, so that's very easy. I mean, with you can actually use, I don't know if you already have an existing website and you are the one that built it, then I don't know what how you built it, but it's very easy. If you're using a CMS, that's the content marketing kind of website, where it's more like for example Wix or WordPress, all of that, you would see you'll be able to get plugins and all of that, buttons for that. So that's very easy, right? So it depends, and you can even use Google has a free website thing too, website platform that you can actually use. So you can, it's easy, just you see it right there on the portal, where you can actually, put your call to action buttons. So it's not something that's difficult. But of course, if you cannot do that, you can tell your technical person to help you with that. All right. So I believe that we're already, our time is already very fast spent. So yeah, I'm just going to go over to continue. So Tess is saying, is there a domain name needed to create your Google website? Yes, I would advise you have a domain name. If not, right, you did Google will provide you with this kind of domain name that has Google in it. For example, you can see website.google.com slash then your business name. If that's what you want, fine, it's okay. But if you want, for example, you want um let me see who asked now. Tessie, right? If for example your business name is Tessie Event, right? So if you have your own business name, you'll be able to have tessieevent.org, right? You'll be able to have that if you connect it to Google free website. But if you don't connect it, then it should now come as website.google.com slash Tessie events, right? So that's the difference. So you need to understand that those are the difference. Yes. So Lauren just dropped the attendance form. Please do well to click on the attendance form and of course fill it. So that at the end of this session you actually get a certificate for that bit. So yeah, Lauren, thank you so much. She dropped that link for a site of google.com. It's actually the free website builder for Google, right? Yeah, so thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead. Of course, you can keep dropping your questions, and of course, I'll be able to answer them. So yeah, let's just move on, right? So let's look at how to build a digital marketing plan quickly. So there are actually 6 steps in doing that. The first thing is that you have to understand your business goals and objectives. Then the second is to understand your budget and resources. The third is to know your audience. The fourth is to decide what channels you are going to use. The fifth is to plan your activity, and of course, the sixth is to set your smart KPIs. Right. So let's look at them in details. Right now, let's look at the first step, which is business goals and objectives. Right. Now, the first question to ask yourself is, what do I want to achieve? Right? What do I want to achieve? Now, I'm going to give an illustration of Mondi. Mondi is actually a hairdresser, right? And here she's stating what her business goals are. So she said, my business goals are to get more customers through my door, both new and past customers, to make more people in my area know more about my business, right? So those are Mondi's business goals, right? So, of course, you need to understand that for every business goal, you have to align your business objectives, right? So, your business goal is that big picture, right, of what you want. But your business objective is, okay, what am I going to do to actually achieve those, goals? So, for example, let's look at this now. It says the first business goal here is to make more people aware that your business exists, right? So in that, your business objectives will be to increase your online sales and awareness. You see that? So the main goal is that, oh, I want more people to know that I exist, right? But then you are saying, okay, how do I want to achieve that? I have to ensure that I increase my online reach and awareness, right? And of course, your business goal will be sell more. Another business goal could be sell more products. And then you are saying, okay, I want to actually increase my website sales. Do you see that? So there's a definition to objective than goals. Goals are very big. Objectives actually streamline what you are trying to do. And that one is get found by more people. Then of course the objective is to increase social media paid likes and followers from my customers. Then the last is get more returning customers, and then the online objective there is to increase website traffic traffic to websites. Do you see that? So let's look at the examples of online objectives. So the first is to increase traffic to website. increase sales, increase online sales, increase social media paid likes and followers from customers, and of course increase online reach and sales, online reach and awareness, I mean. Now let's look at the second step, right? The second step is actually to understand what budget and resource you need. What is possible is the question you need to ask yourself, right? So the here is Monday, that same money that we gave and what we saw our example in the first part, right? Saying, okay, you know what, I don't have a website and I don't have money, I don't have such kind of investment right now, right? So, but trust me, website just like I've told you, there are actually ways to actually get free websites. You have to use a lot of money to get a free website. But let's look at Monday's example. And the third is she's saying, you know what? I'm targeting females in my local area, right? My most valuable customers are females above 30 years old. They normally have children and they work part time. Most of them use Facebook. So you see, she's able to identify her audience. How did she identify her audience? She's been doing that based on her track record, how people have contacted her in the past. So she's able to say, okay, you know what, there are actually people that are above 30 years old, and of course they have children. So of course, it looks like most of them will have to use Facebook, and that brings us to the marketing channels, right? So now, for so you're able to say, okay, now I know my audience. What kind of what are the marketing channels that are right for me? Do you see that? So for you to be able to reach online, I mean, for you to be able to increase online reach and awareness, you should be able to use display marketing, social media marketing, and content marketing, right? And of course, if your goal is, your objective is actually to increase website sales, then of course you can actually use engine marketing, search engine optimization, and email marketing. And of course, if your objective is to actually increase web traffic to websites, you can also use search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and email marketing. And of course, if it is to increase customer loyalty, you can choose to use social media, email marketing, and content marketing. Right. Then of course, you can choose a channel that is based on your target audience and goals, right? So you don't just choose anything. You have to ensure that whatever channel I'm choosing has based on my target audience. So you see that Money actually said most of our audiences are on Facebook. So she has identified a good channel for her, right? Because she knows her audience, right? So yeah, let's get inbound and outbound marketing. So inbound marketing is actually a marketing strategy that attract customers by actually creating valuable content tailored to them. Do you see that? So you already have like these customers, right? So you're just trying to give them content that will be useful to them, just to one, keep them, track them, to and all of that. But outbound marketing basically is a marketing strategy that pushes messages to potential customers. So they are not your customers, right? But you want to make them your customers. That's outbound marketing. All right. So the last bit of, I mean, sorry, not the last. The fifth bit of this is to plan your activity, right? So of course in this you have to focus on the detail and of course get very strategic, right? So here is Monday saying my online objective is to actually reach more people in my local area and get more returning customers. I don't have a website yet, as it's too much of an investment right now. How could I use digital to help me? Very easy. She doesn't have a website. She doesn't want to spend money. Good. Google Business Profile is free. Let her try it. And then, of course, there's Google site that is also free. Let her try it. Do you understand? So these are ways to actually do that. And of course, you can actually set up a Facebook page, right? Collect reviews and of course post pictures of customer hairstyles. Say, okay, these are the things I've done. Come and make your hair with me and all of that, right? And of course, you can use Facebook advertising to actually target people that in a local area, right? Of course, just basically to attract new customers. Do you see that? That's actually plan your activity. Yeah, then the sixth step, which is the last step, is how to set smart KPIs, right? What's the meaning of SMART? SMART basically is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and of course time sensitive or time bound, right? So now let's look at examples of smart KPIs. So here is an example. It says to increase online sales by 20% within 3 months. I'm going to analyze this particular smart KPI. Now with this KPI, there's a measurement. It can be measured. That's where measurable comes in, right? It has a time um period, so it's time sensitive. Do you see that? It's specific because she said she wants to increase online sales, right? And of course, it's attainable because this is what can be attained within 3 months. Do you see that? So that's an example of the smart KPI. And of course, we have to increase our brand awareness on Facebook by growing our audience by with new people by 40%. So one is specific. She already knows what she wants to do. She wants to increase her brand awareness on Facebook. Do you see that? It's measurable because she's saying that she wants to increase it by 40%. Right? That means measurable. It's attainable because she's saying that, you know what, I can do this within, within this. I mean, I can actually do this because it's just 40%, 40% increase I need. And then of course it's relevant. And of course it's also time sensitive. Do you see that? All right, so let's move on. So yeah, let's get how to, the whole plan together at the end of the day, right? The entire plan. We've talked about all of this, and now let's bring everything together into one. So business goal, she said she wants to reach more people in our local area, get more customers through our door. You see that is clear. Now she has already identified her audience, right? She says that they are more that are above 30. So here she's saying that they are females, it's 9 to 45, local area, and then they are also past customers. Do you see that? And of course, she has to identify a channel, which is local SEO, that's local search engine optimization, and Facebook. Then, of course, the activity she has to do is that she has to build a website. She has to boost her website on, she has to boost her visibility on Google Business Profile, right? Of course, she has to use Facebook advertising to actually target people in her local area. And of course, our online objective is actually to increase online reach, increasing returning customers, basically. Right? Then, of course, the smart objective here is that she wants to increase Facebook page likes from new people by 50% within the next month. So you see, it's smart, it's specific, it's measurable, 50%, is attainable, is relevant, right? And of course, is time bound. Do you see that? Because she says within the next month. And of course, they're able to increase bookings from past customers by 20% in the next quarter. Also, it's a smart objective. Do you see that? Now let's again look at the 6 steps to build a data marketing plan. So the first is business goals and objectives, which we've talked about. We talked about it in details. Talked about budget and resources, right? How much do I need? How much do I have to actually get what I need, right? And of course, audience, who am I targeting? And of course, what channels am I going to use? Facebook, SEO, SEM, or whatever it is, right? Plan your activity, right? Which is, what am I supposed to? Am I supposed to build a website? Am I supposed to run an ad? Am I supposed to, run an Instagram ad? What exactly am I supposed to do? And of course, measure. How do I measure it? How do I know that it's attainable? How do I know that is something that is realistic, right? So by, of course, stating the time, stating the relevance, stating the specificness of your objective and all of that. So basically, these are the 6 steps to actually build your digital marketing plan. Yeah, so at this point, I'm gonna pause again for questions. I've said a lot today. Do we have questions right before we end this particular session? So yeah, Moji saying, can we get the slide of today's class? I'm so sorry, we don't really share slides, but yes, trust me, you can actually get access to this kind of content, even much more than this. That's the truth. And Jane's going to actually drop that link for you. Google actually provides you a platform to actually learn a lot, like a lot of content is available there. So yeah, we're going to drop that link for you so that you can take advantage of that. All right. So yeah, don't forget to fill the attendance form. It's really important so that you can actually get certificate for being a part of this session, right? So yeah, so any questions before we go? Questions? Oh, thank you so much, Oni Deluxe. Yeah, I'm really happy to do this. Thank you for being a part of this class too. All right, so let's just move on. So just to remind you again, Google is actually offering a free bootcamp, for small business owners and those that are ready to scale their businesses. I'm sure you are part of that. So please, if you are part of those people, please feel free to sign up for Google Also Academy, on the link that Jane will drop for you. right? She has dropped it in the past and she's going to drop it again. hbs/g.co/good academy. So please feel free to register, and of course you have chances to get enrolled into the boot camp. Yes, what are your next steps, right? Now I've said that you actually have access to a lot of courses. Yes, we are not showing the slides, but you can actually have a lot of content from learndigital.with google.com/digital skills courses. I'm sure that Jane will be dropping that link for you so that you can actually enjoy all of this content, unlimited or unlimitedly, right? So I'm sure that's what you want. So please take note of that link so that you can actually go back at any time you want to. Yeah, and of course, you can actually find us on social media, on facebook.com/digital skills for Africa, and of course on twitter.com/slash digital skills AF, and on instagram.com/digital skills AF. Yes, and of course, you can actually also find Impactor on Twitter, LinkedIn, on Facebook. So yeah, I'm sure that Jane will be dropping those links. Jane and Lorraine will be dropping those links for you. Please feel free to follow us. Of course, engage with us on social media, and yes, we'll be happy to also engage with you. All right, at this point, I'll say thank you so much for joining this particular session. We're really, really happy to do this with you, and we're happy to do this over and over again. Thank you so much, and of course, have a great, great evening. All right. Bye. Thank you so much.